Welcome back to Living with a Classic. And if you're watching this pretty much as it comes out, Merry Christmas. This episode will air on the 24th of December, so on Christmas Eve. So I hope that everyone has a nice, safe Christmas, even though it's quite a different year this year. I hope the people still get to semi-interact with their family. I know that we're going to probably do some video chat things and other things with family members that we won't be able to see this year because we're doing Christmas pretty much alone, and it feels very, very different. So since Christmas Eve, the 24th, is on a Thursday this year, and I always have an episode out on a Thursday, I thought I'd do something which is sort of a gift from me to you guys. Lots of people have asked, ever since the channel started, very close to 2 years ago now, if I could do a workshop tour. And that is exactly what we're doing today. We're doing a detailed tour of the main workshop. And I would like to say it is definitely not a perfect workshop. It's still a work in progress. It's not finished. It's not really that organized at the moment. But I just want to show it the way it is. I'll tell you what the plans are, because I hope that for 2021 that I'll be able to finish the workshop and have it the way I wanted it. Been working on it for about a year and also working in it. And during that time I figured out what I like and don't like. I changed a few things, and now I think I know pretty much how I want the workshop to be, how I want it to work, and the kind of work I want to do in here. So I'll take a hold of the camera, we'll walk around outside the workshop, and I'll show you really what it looks like as soon as you walk in. We'll go through everything, we'll look through every nook and cranny, and you can see really what it looks like. The workshop is in an old stable building where half of it we still use as a stable. That's the main door over there into the stable. You walk down this corridor, and over here is a gray door. And when you open it, here is the workshop inside. This used to be part of the stable as well. It used to be, I believe, a pig stable. When we moved in here, there was a weird wall and stuff in here, and everything was really uneven. So all the concrete that you see that is lighter, we have put in. So 2 summers ago, my family, my wife, everyone, we all helped out. It was an amazing time. We were very tired afterwards, but I'm so thankful for all the help. We rented jackhammers. We got rid of all of the weird different levels, and there were stalls in here and everything, and extra walls. Got rid of that, and then we poured out all this concrete in here, and it turned out really great. But it was quite a big job. There was also a door over there where there now is an extra window. So we removed that door, put that window there. The other windows are still, stable windows, which I do want to replace at some point. They are double pane, but they're very old and sort of, stained by, animal grease and, urine from years. So they're not that crystal clear. So it would be nicer to put in some more modern windows at some point. But, everything is, when you have some time and when you have some money as well, because it costs quite a bit to do all these things. Over here, you've probably seen this wall where I tried to add some memorabilia whenever I had some time. So we just have, over here, we have some old photos, things picked up over the years. A lot of these things I had in my room as a teenager. We have the Volkswagens. I've always liked old VWs. Never owned one, but I really just, I don't know, for some reason I do really like them. We have some Swedish motorcycles. Husqvarna, 2 of them over there. We have a lot of people commented on the E-types and the girl in the picture there. No idea what it is. It was my aunt had a clothing store, and she had a lot of French and Italian clothes. And this was a promotion for, I believe these are some type of Italian dresses. And I asked her that, hey, when you're done with the promotion, what happens to, to the pictures? And she said, if you want, you can have them. So I thought they're pretty cool because there's an E-type in them. And then there's sort of just a cool thing I found at a store once, get a hat on a Vespa, which is really cool. Always liked Vespas as well. Never had one. I've had a small Piaggio Ciao as a moped when I was 15, but never had a real Vespa. But I think they're kind of cool. And then over here, where it's sort of tight to get to right now, the bookshelf here used to be a door as well out into basically into nothing. It's the next to this building is just like a tractor storage sort of unit. So there's quite a drop to the floor there. So it's just a door out into nothing. I think it was used to muck out this place, to get the old poo and stuff out of here. So it was my dad's idea to put in shelves here. So we put a board on the back of it and built these little shelves. So I just have a little bit of memorabilia in there, and also, some parts at the moment. The white boxes over there are actually extra chrome center spinners for the S-Type. And that's one thing most people have picked up on that. But the symbol for Living with a Classic, that is supposed to be a Jaguar chrome spinner. We used a friend of mine who's really good with CAD. We managed to get a hold of a CAD drawing of what one of those spinners is supposed to be. We had all the measurements, and we transferred that into an image, and that's how it became the logo. And then we just have a cool old clock up there, an extra Series 2 grill, 2 extra hubcaps. We have one thing up here, which, if you can see the leaping cap there, gold one, I am looking for a second one. That is the right side of the car. I need the left side of the car, because those are the originals for the XJ12 I have. So if anyone has a left side one of those in gold, not the silver ones, please let me know. I would love to get hold of that. Other than that, there's some model cars I had as a kid. That nice XK over there in green I got for my wife in the summer as a cool gift. She found that in the store. And otherwise, I do have an Alfa Romeo Cup as well, because some of you might know, my first car was an Alfa Romeo Spider, so I still do really like them. Over here is a blueprint, or basic copy of the blue deck layouts of the RMS Titanic. When I was a kid, I was really, really into Titanic, probably. Not in a healthy way, but I really, really just enjoyed everything about it, so I picked that up, plus a couple other pictures when I was at the Belfast Museum a couple years ago. One of them is over here. It fell down and broke the frame, so I've ordered a new frame for it, but that is a picture basically where someone's standing by the propellers. It's very cool, so that will come up sometime again. Then over here is a dartboard that it used to be in my dad's workshop when I was little. He used to play darts there, so it's just mostly there for decorations. It is actually hung in the correct height and everything, so you could technically play a game, but I would only do that if there were no cars in here. So my wife and I did throw some darts on there when we had all the cars out of here a couple months ago. But other than that, it doesn't really get used. But maybe in the summer when I can take off all the cars, I might have some friends over and actually throw some darts, because that would be kind of fun. For over here in the corner, you can kind of have a look at the workshop. So the area that you can have a car is sort of an L. And then I have the bookshelf there that you see in the background, the sofa. And that whole place is raised up, and that's where everything else was in there. So all the gray areas were raised up just the same way that this one is. However, this part we could not break it with the jackhammers. It was just completely, the whole thing would move as a solid piece. So we decided not to remove it, because it was just a lot of work, also because some of the supports had to be here, like this one, and we had to put this one in here as well, had to be here. So we figured there's no point in having this completely flat, because, well, I'm not going to be able to get cars in here anyways. Plus, the whole sort of dream with a workshop for me was to have a big workbench. And this is actually the first workshop I have where it's just my own space and I can just work on my own cars. Before that, when I started working out with cars, I was living at home. My parents had a one-car garage which had the XJS in it. And at one point, I remember they were really, really nice to me. Our neighbors let them put the XJS in their garage, and I could bring my old first XJ6 into the garage over the holidays and to replace the interior, because it had a terrible interior, and I managed to pick one up from a Series 3 Daimler 66 and make that fit in there. And I was so happy to be able to be outside, because I started doing all the work outside in the rain, and just ended up getting very, very sick. So that was very nice of them. But until I've been in this space, this is my first, my own space. Before that, I've rented spaces and, sort of in the back of sheds and stuff. So I'm very happy about the space, even though it's definitely not massive. But I'm trying to do a lot with it. I'm also trying to reorganize it now, and a lot of stuff that's in here is actually going to go out of here, to make more space, but it's sort of just in here now to try and figure out what I want it to be. Over here, of course, is the XJS all covered up. Before that XJS was here, we had the old S-Type here, and then I had shelves up here where I just had a lot of spare parts for the S-Type. So the shelves have gone down. Still need to remove the fasteners from the wall, and the shelves are going to go up in another place, which I could show in a future video. We don't have any power in there, so I'll have to do it either when the power is installed or, you know, set up lights somehow. But it's basically basically on the other side of that wall. I've built up a room just to store all the parts for the restoration. So just basically a room full of shelves just with Jag parts. So as you can see, if you're not going to do major things, I can fit 2 cars that you can work on in here, plus another one to store over here. But if you want to do sort of major work, this is a lot of space if you just put 1 car in here. So when I'm going to remove the engine from the S-Type, I will be only having the S-Type in here and the XJS to have some more space. However, at the moment, I can't get the Daimler out of here, and that's not because it's up on jack stands. It is because right outside the garage door over there, we have grass, which is usually not a problem. And we also, my wife and I, we do have plans to remove the grass there. We don't really like it. It's not really useful. We want to put gravel there instead. However, it's been raining every single day almost since November here. So it is impossible to get a car in and out of the workshop at the moment. I did try to get this out of here once, and you can basically see the results of that. I was very lucky to get it back in again. And it was really scary because as I was backing out, I just felt that when I applied the brakes, nothing was happening. The car was just sliding. So we managed to get it back in here, and I'm going to wait until it's either freezing or, you know, it hasn't rained for a week or so, and then I can get it out of here. But we can just open the door here normally. And this garage door over here, I got from the neighbors. They were demolishing something and they didn't need this garage door anymore. And sort of measured to got to fit because there was no garage opening here. It was just a regular door. So what I had to do is, when we made the ramp, we made it so that the garage door goes a little bit into the ground so it can clear the beams in here. We can just open it up really quickly. Oh, it's actually locked. Let's see. There we go. It's a little dark outside, but then here is the ramp. And the ramp continues inside a little bit. So there's an incline until about here. Just because I wanted a really, really long ramp so that any car could go up it, even if it was a very low car. It's worked very well. The ramp is not completely finished. Still want to finish the sides of it, but something I'll hopefully do this summer. And it's gotten a little bit green now because of all the rain. And as you can see, it goes out into grass here. And this is where we walk with the horses. So it just becomes a muddy mess. So this summer, I hope that we'll be able to sort that. We're going to borrow a large tractor from our neighbor, remove all the dirt here, and add gravel, and it should be really good. So here is a view of what it looks like when you come into the workshop. And yeah, this is just a little bit messy over here. This is just a pile of parts that was on those shelves over there, so they're going to be moved right now, or during Christmas when I have some spare time. I'm going to be sorting them out because it's a mixture of XJ6 and S-Type parts. And they're going to be sorted and put on the shelves in the other place. These are some of the parts I removed from the S-Type over there. And then I just have some shelves here with some spare parts. That's the dash over there from the 66 S-Type. I want to make some fasteners and hang that on the wall until it's ready to be restored and go back in the car. I thought it'd be some cool decorations on the wall. And other than that, it's just a bunch of spare oils. Here is a inlet manifold and carbs that I'm sending off to a friend. Just got to sort out shipment. Everything is very weird with shipment right now with lockdown. So I'm going to just make sure that I will be able to send that out. And other than that, it's just some spare parts over here. Here we have some extra chrome rings for the XJ6 that we'll be putting those on later. And yeah, just a bunch of extra parts. So if we walk over here, you can see the workbench. It is quite a long workbench, so I have probably decided to remove part of the workbench, because even though it's a great big workbench, I might remove a little bit here on the side because I end up just piling stuff up there and not really using it. So I might, remove it over here and then put the cabinets, which are just temporarily over there at the moment, put those over here. And the other smaller tool cabinets, the one there and the one up there, they're going into the metalworking workshop when that thing is ready. So I'm going to have those two cabinets up there. And this cabinet is sort of the idea that I use it as a table when I'm working on a car. So I bring out the tools I need, put them on that table, work on the car. And the plan is then to put all the tools I have, 2 or more of, put the extra ones in here so I can have some tools out. Even though it's not far to walk, it's sort of nice to have a set of tools out in the workshop that I can roll around, and then have a set of tools here on the workbench. But there's a lot of tools missing right now because they're over at the Range Rover. So otherwise, we have all the tools hanging here on the wall, a bunch of screwdrivers, different sort of, just all the tools that I like to use and need. I mean, I don't have every single tool. Like I said, whenever I need a new tool, I usually pick it up. I do pick it up, so eventually you'll have pretty much all the tools you'll need. Here are some new things I picked up. I did not have a 36mm wrench. I need that for the Range Rover. Also, I needed some longer pry bars, so I picked up this whole kit. It was very cheap, to be able to hold the hub of the fan still while I remove the big hub nut on it to get the fan off to get to the belts. It is all a little bit of a mess, so that's something I'm going to be trying in the next couple of days. Over here covered is a little bit of a secret project that you guys will probably see in the future. I haven't really decided if I'm going to film that or not, but it's hidden up at the moment. And then over here is just a bench grinder, and I sometimes charge up batteries over there. And then you have a drill over there, and under here I just keep extra drills and screws. So I sort of open the drawer to show you guys. So just a sort of screws and things, and these are also things that are not specifically for cars. They're also for restoring and building stuff at home. And here's the sofa. Whenever I have some people come over here that watch the channel, they're like, oh, there's that famous sofa, which I find very funny. But it's an old sofa that I had in my room as a teenager, and it's a very, very small sofa, which is great for a kid's room, but can't really do anything with it. I didn't really have the heart to throw it out because it's a nice leather couch. But then I figured, you know what, it would be really nice to have in a workshop if you want to take a rest, and it's black. And then it just ended up in here for some reason. Then there is this sort of see-through shelf wall where it's not as organized as I want it to be at the moment. But over here we have some wash things, so shampoo and buckets. Then it's just basically random chemicals and paints. And then we have leather treatment things. We got some music and cassette things, and some more leather treating things, and a stuffed animal. Then we have some of my favorite magazines. Sometimes used to look up certain things in. So these, classic and sports car. Really do love reading those. And then over here we have a few of my favorite workshop manuals I use the most. So here is the XJ12 and Daimler Double Sick Series 2 workshop manual, the S-Type 3.4 and 3.8 I mean. We have the XJ6 version of that manual, and then we have the Haynes XJ6 manual there as well. Other than that, down here is just some spare parts or some spare headlights. That is some extra AED parts. And same over there, just some other spares. And here are some things I'm going to hang up on the wall. Some more things I picked up. Some of these I picked up, a long time ago. I just found them in boxes. Got Harley there. And 250 GTO. And then we got some other ones over here. Some cool Jags. We got the Beatles, which I am a big music fan as well. Then we have an E-type. And we have just a funny photo with, you know, lots of celebrities that should not be in the same picture. So you got Marilyn Monroe, James Dean, Elvis Presley, and Humphrey Bogart shooting pool. So this is just all going up, trying to make it a little bit more of a man cave feel. And one way I try to make it a little bit of a man cave is with this bar table here. I'm not really sure exactly if I'm keeping it or not. If I am, I might want to just repaint it because it's gotten a lot of abuse over the years. But sort of just have a nice place to sit and grab, you know, a cold drink or a warm drink or so with a friend who visits the workshop. That's also sort of why I want to make the workbench a little bit smaller to be able to fit this more easily. But I think when these are gone or moved away, that's not going to look too weird at all. So, yep, it might be a little bit cluttered at the moment, but this is pretty much a dream come true for me, this workshop. It's a fantastic place where I feel like I can just be myself, do what I love, and get some nice relaxing free time, which I think everyone at some point needs some type of alone time. It doesn't, you know, matter what you do, you need some time away from your work. And this is sort of my little slice of heaven. So there are a few things that need to get finished, of course. Talked about the windows. I also want to install some type of central heat source. So my plan is to have a heat pump over by the side of this window somewhere, so it will also heat the place and also be able to dehumidify the whole place, which I think is great. I want to put in new lighting, especially more lighting, and get LED lights that do not flicker, so it's just easier with filming. So you have to get a little bit more expensive than normal shop lights just so they don't flicker. And then I have started work on the ceiling. I'm going to continue it. So you're putting up, you know, basically drywall on top of this, which is just solid wood. So we're doing that. And then I want to paint the rest of this white just to make it really nice and bright. If you're wondering about insulation, on the other side of this, on top of that is a hayloft. So there's always a bunch of hay on top of their insulation, so that works really well. And yeah, that is pretty much it at the moment. So it's just a lot of things I want to finish. Over here is the spare, or the engine out of the S-Type. Just sitting here at the moment, waiting for it to be taken apart and restored. This shelf, I think I'm going to remove from here. I'm not really sure. At the moment, there's not really that much car stuff on here, except these old ice cream containers I use. But there's a lot of paint and stuff for the house, so I think I'll probably remove that. And I think I've showed you guys pretty much everything. Oh yeah, of course, I do have a small little stereo up there, and I can listen to some audiobooks or, you know, the radio, which is nice. Over here is where I collect all the trash and garbage. Got a little, you know, sweeper here. Got tissues. And yeah, I mean, underneath the workbench is a little bit of a mess. The plan is to do what's done over here in the corner. So that is a lower IKEA kitchen cabinet. The plan is to pick up a few more and do this the whole way over. Not sure if I'm going to do silver or maybe another color. It doesn't really matter. The whole way across here and get some really good storage out of that. So at the moment it's just a shelf in there, and that really is not working because you just end up piling stuff in there. So that is the plan to finish this part of the workshop off. And a closer look at the workbench. It is very, very solid. I've been able to put, you know, the cylinder head on here, an engine block. I've had a gearbox up on here, so it's very, very solid. And then there is a space here. You can see it's this wide with an edge. So basically, if you're done working with something, you don't want to loosen your screws, so you can push them over into there, and they'll be safe and they won't fall down on the floor. At least that's the idea. It's a little bit messy at the moment, but like I said, I'm going to take some time off now during Christmas to try and clean all of this up. And that's it for this video and a detailed tour of the workshop. As you can see, it is a work in progress, and it's also a place where I do a lot of work, so that's why it is sometimes a mess, sometimes not. Try to keep it as clean as I can, but you know, it's not always the easiest thing. It's something I do want to get better at in 2021. It's one of my sort of New Year's resolutions, is to finish up the workshop and to try and keep it a little bit more organized at least, and to finish hanging up some of the things on the wall and just make it a nicer place. One thing I did forget to mention is that I don't have any direct heat in here right now, but I do have a portable heater that I use. I also have a dehumidifier that runs all the time in here just to keep everything, you know, at a nice level. And do have a nice level of humidity in here. Steel or anything doesn't corrode in here. No tools or nothing corrodes. So that actually works really well. So let me know in the comments down below what you think of the workshop. Also let me know if you would like to see updates when I do you know, put in the new ceiling, when I do put in more lights. Let me know if you'd like to see updates on that, and also let me know if you maybe like to see a video of when I do that. So please let me know in the comments down below. Anyways, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe to the channel. It really does help out a lot. And the last thing I want to do is want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And until next time, I'm Adam, and this was Living with a Classic. I'll see you soon.